You need to look at this from an anthropological perspective and look at human beings more as like a species and animal. It is not just our ability to feel that separates us from AI, but it is our ability to feel for each other. Empathy, the ability to empathize. And I say that empathy specifically is what makes you human because animals have feelings. For example, I've seen countless videos of like people who have multiple pets, and when one passes away, the other pet will experience depression because of the loss of their buddy. Animals can feel. Humans can empathize. Literally appears in every single major religion as what we call the golden rule. That is your ability to empathize with other people. If you are unable to empathize, if you are incapable of putting yourself in their shoes and seeing how you would want to be treated if you were them, you are lacking a key component of humanity to you. You do not support the betterment of our species. You are an active detriment to our species. And if we were still in hunter-gatherer times, you would have been weeded out as the weakest link in the community. Humans can only survive in a community. People in a community protect one another. They work together. They pool resources and share. And as seen in every other species on this planet that functions in community and not alone, it is typical that if an individual is not contributing their fair share to the community, and or if they are actively harming the community itself and the well-being of all, they are then isolated from the pack and left to die alone. It was literally necessary for the advancement of our species. Now, at some point of the human population growing, we developed wealth accumulation, right? Accumulating wealth means control because you can afford land, you can afford weaponry or an armada if you wanted. You can afford resources and then you can control the resources. And thus now you are in a position where you are the person dictating what happens in the community. And here's the fatal problem with that. Having a lack of empathy makes it easier to acquire wealth because you have no problem persecuting others or lying or cheating or stealing or doing whatever you have to do, including unaliving and enslaving people in your community. Because of this, communities lost the ability to weed out the people who do not have empathy and thus are harmful to the community. Not only did they lose the ability to ostracize these people, they became controlled by these people because they were able to accumulate wealth with their lack of empathy for others. And because now the people that are controlling society and ruling it are the people without empathy, we see the emergence of things like white supremacy and the patriarchy. And because of the patriarchy, women were forced to marry and reproduce with people who otherwise would not have been suitable candidates. And that is literally the reason why now, as a human community globally, we are about to have the world's first trillionaire exist, while some people cannot even afford to eat right now. Now, if you are a racist, I'd reckon you didn't stick around this long in the video, but I know that some of you are going to try to make the argument that I don't feel empathy for racists, so that makes me subhuman, and that is not true, because it is my evolutionary and biological responsibility to humans as a whole to not feel empathy towards the people who are harming the overall good of all of us. There is no reasoning or logic on this entire earth that justifies oppressing anybody. You are quite literally trying to compare non-empathy for the detriment of mankind to non-empathy for the betterment of mankind, as if they are the same thing. And I'm not saying that all racists need to die, but I am saying that I am totally okay with you guys going off on your own and starting your own communities outside of the society that I live in, because I don't want you in mine. For every racist that leaves this world, the world becomes a little bit better of a place.